Hey, this is Toby Kilgore, principal at Horace Maynard Middle School. We got a special guest with us today, our band director, Miss Hope Williams. So we're going to ask her some questions here in a minute and just get some exciting news out there to the community on a grant that she has just won. But a couple dates coming up. So families, this week we're doing our benchmark testing. So that's really important that you talk to your student about those tests. The results from those tests kind of help us place kids in different interventions and supports throughout the rest of the year as we prepare for TCAPS. So those tests are very important. Just like any test, try to get in bed early, get a good breakfast in you, and come in and ready to rock and roll. Basketball season's underway. We've got a home game this Thursday night against HY Livesey. So to come out and watch those student athletes as they play one of our rival schools. This past Saturday, we had our turnaround breakfast, so check out those pictures on Facebook of students that have turned it around this school year. It was awesome to experience that event with their parents and just celebrate the good things that they're doing in the classroom and in the hallways. Next week, Beta is going to our state convention, so good luck to all those students that will be there competing Monday and Tuesday of next week. Thanksgiving break does start next Wednesday, so Wednesday until December 1st we are out of school. So we return back to school on December 1st, and we'll kind of close out this semester and hopefully do that on a strong note. I got Miss Williams here, our band director for Horace Maynard Middle School. She recently won a grant, and how much was that grant for?
$40,200.
$40,200. So you did hear that correctly. The first time I looked at the email, I thought I was getting spam, but it was an actual grant for 40 grand. So we're happy for her and her students. So just give us a little bit of background about what this grant is and the process of winning the award.
So the grant is through the Mr. Hollins Opus Foundation, and basically they do grants for underserved schools, which can be like any band program that might have just started, or they haven't had a certain number of funding to their whatever they decide is a good enough number, I guess. And so I filled out a bunch of paperwork, and I found out through it because one of my friends won it in Knox County. And they have two separate grants. One of them is an Adopt-A-School, and one is just a flat-out grant that you get. And I talked to this woman online, and she told me that we could set up for the Adopt-A-School program. So I filled out all of the paperwork for it, gave all the demographics of the school. I had to give percentages of students that use school-owned instruments and who rents, and et cetera, et cetera. So I filled it all out, and then probably about a month later, a woman got back to me, and I had to sit on FaceTime for a really long time and show all of our instrument inventory, where everything goes, how we label it, all of our paperwork that we do to keep everything organized. And she set up a foundation website for us and said, okay, well, we'll just see if anybody donates to it. And that was like a year-long process. I never checked it. Every time I did, there was no money on it, so I just thought, oh, nothing's going to come out of this. And I just thought about it a few weeks ago and checked it, and it said that we were at 17,000 because that was what they decided our goal should be, was 17,000.
Gotcha.
And it said that our goal was met, and I was like, oh my gosh, no way. So I emailed this lady, and she was like, no, that's real. You did meet your goal. That the Morgan Wallen Foundation apparently partners with Mr. Hollins and decided to fund our campaign. And because they gave us $17,000, for some reason we get $40,000 in return, and I don't know how that works, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm not sure from personal finance classes how that works, but if you can figure out that investment plan there, I'd like to know.
I would also like to know, but we get $40,000 because of it, which is 22 instruments total.
Awesome.
So it's a big deal for us.
So for 22 instruments, what's the percentage of students that have to use a school-owned instrument or rent?
98% of our students use a school-owned instrument, so pretty much all of them.
Wow. So this 22 is really going to be able to impact.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that some of the older, grosser instruments that we have, I can put a newer instrument in those kids' hand, and then if anybody else decides that they want to join along the way, I have a nicer instrument to provide them, so I can take the older ones and get them repaired and not have to worry. Those kids don't have an instrument in their hand because that's all we have.
Gotcha.
So
Now, as far as the 22 instruments we get here, is it a variety of instruments? So you'll be able to outfit kind of the whole
yes.
band and different parts of new instruments, or how does that work?
It's 22 full instruments, so it's 4 flutes, 5 clarinets, 4 saxophones, 4 trumpets, 4 trombones, and a tuba.
Wow. So a good variety of instruments.
Yeah.
Perfect. What other fundraising needs do you still have?
So the foundation doesn't cover any of our repair needs or anything like reeds or maintenance for our instruments. So we'll do fundraisers to raise for that. It's probably about somewhere between $200 and $300 every time you have to repair an instrument,
Gotcha.
even for something small. And one box of reeds only comes with 10 reeds, and it's about $30-ish for one box, and kids go through those like candy.
Gotcha.
So we still do fundraisers for stuff like that. And I know 40,000 sounds like we just funded the whole band, but it takes a lot.
Yeah, a lot of money in of our extracurriculars, but 40,000 is exciting. But
That's
if
a
you
big
do
deal.
have any interest in donating to the band or reaching out to Hope about this grant that she won for her students, you can contact her here at the school and she'll get back to you, or you can always email. We also have a band concert December 11th, right,
Yes.
at 6:30. So that'll kind of be our Christmas concert at Union County High School. Hope will actually be at the board meeting this Thursday as well, and our band will actually perform before the board meeting to the board members on December 11th. So we're excited about all the great things that's happening in the band here at Horace Maynard Middle School. One final thing though, Horace Maynard Middle School is starting a professional hide and go seek team, but it's hard to find good players. You're welcome, and go Devils.